What is up, my Nova Kingdom? It's Nova King back again. And I know, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been back to record a video. But I'm not gonna lie, I lost a little bit of ambition. You know, I was like, videos, pish posh, that can wait. I gotta watch me some anime, read me some books, you know, such things like that, you know. And then when I did get the ambition to finally, you know, start recording videos again, I got sick. So if I sound like doo-doo, it's because I feel like it. My nose is kind of, you know, having an issue. And I'm feeling a lot better, though, because, you know, I took days off when I was, from recording when I felt really bad. But I feel a lot better now, and my voice is somewhat back to normal. So I figured that we've been gone long enough, and I need to come back and make a video for you guys. So today we're doing another top 10 video. Today's top 10 is top 10 anime protagonists. Now, in a lot of shows that I watch, the protagonist isn't always my favorite character in said series. Like Naruto is a great example. Naruto is not my favorite character in that show. My favorite character is his father, actually, Minato, along with other characters that are really cool, like Kakashi, Jiraiya, Rock Lee. So there's a lot of characters in shows that are really well written and just amazing to the point where you like them better than the main character. But today we're just talking about those main protagonists, you know, in the shows that we all love to see, who is truly the best main character in anime. And of course, this is my opinion, you know, this is just what I think, so you don't have to agree with me or anything like that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below after you've liked the video, of course, because why wouldn't you like the video? I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Anyway, so before we start, I'd like to give two honorable mentions. People that didn't quite make it into the list, but things that I think I should at least mention, protagonists. The first being Shinra from Fire Force, because I love Shinra, right? Shinra is really cool. I like his concept a lot. You know, he's almost like a cooler Deku, because he's actually had some like Deku had a rough past too with not having a quirk, but not like Shinra. Shinra had it bad. Like, you know, they did my boy dirty. So Shinra's like cool. So he's like I'm gonna put him as an honorable mention. Another honorable mention is Guts from Berserk. Now I say Guts because when I said I was reading earlier, not like an actual book, because I don't read. If I'm gonna read manga. So I've actually got my good old Berserk manga, the deluxe edition I just bought. Finally tried that book out. Let me tell you something. I've seen some things. I've heard it was like bad, like not bad, but like gory bad, and they were right. But it's really good. It's a great manga. It's probably my favorite manga, which doesn't say a lot because I've only read two. This and Devilman, the original Devilman, but it's great. And I love Guts, not as a person, where I'm at in the story, which is pretty early on. He's a douche. You know, if I'm gonna be quite frank, he's kind of a dick. He's not a good guy, you know. He talks about other people the way he describes other people around him. Basically says, hey, you know, how am I supposed to walk around if I have to worry about all the ants I step on? It's like, bro, Guts, chill out, bro. Like, dang. I know you got a troubled backstory. I don't know what it is exactly yet, but I know it's messed up. But man, there ain't no need for all this hostility. So as a person, he's not a good guy yet. I'm hoping he gets better. I really am hoping, because that'd be like amazing character development. But he's kind of a douche right now. But just, he looks great. The manga itself looks beautiful. Every shot that Guts is in looks amazing. Looks beautiful. His character design is really cool. He's a badass. And if he gets a lot of character development throughout this book, he's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. And the other thing is too is like, you know, I guess it's just the manga that I'm reading. It's not like the anime. So, but he's still, I'm gonna count him as an anime protagonist. But he's going on the honorable mentions just because I see a lot of potential with Guts, and I think he's really cool in a badass kind of standpoint. So, with that aside, let's get into the actual top 10 here. Number 10, Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, this isn't anything special. Yusuke's, you know, we're at number 10. No, nothing special. It's Yusuke. He's an alright guy. Yusuke's cool because he's kind of a douche. He's, you know, when you first see him in the kind of like the general way he acts, you think he's just kind of a stuck-up brat. He's just kind of a you know, rugged kind of guy, just not into all that, you know, touchy-feely stuff. He's a man's man. You know, he likes to fight, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you'd almost confuse him with like Goku's mentality. But I think Yusuke is better than Goku when it comes to that mentality, because there are lots of times where like when he, like, the whole reason the whole show is what it is because he died, and because he saved a little girl from a car crash. So I mean, he is a good guy at heart. He's a really sweet guy at heart. You know, that scene with, like, with his interactions with, like, Kuwabara, you know, Keiko, you know, all those other characters, like all the other, like the supporting cast really does a good job of bringing out the best in Yusuke and letting us see his kind of his sweeter side. And he just is a really cool character. He's got a lot of cool moves. You know, the boy with the spirit gun out here in these streets. Yeah, I haven't finished Yu Yu Hakusho yet, but I was watching it a bunch before summer started and a little bit into summer, and I still love it. It's one of my favorite animes, and I like Yusuke. So that's about it. So again, I'm sorry if I sniffle a lot. You know, like I said, my nose is driving me nuts, but I was determined to make a video today. Number 9 is Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate, or just Hellsing the series. I guess I watched Ultimate, but I put Alucard on this list because he's one of the, like, few protagonists from a gore kind of anime that I've watched. Like, I don't watch a lot of gore type anime, not because it's like I hate it or it freaks me out. Sometimes it freaks me out, but it's just, I guess it's just not always what I'm looking for, I guess. I don't know. But I watched Hellsing Ultimate when I was a lot younger than I am now, and it's not like on the, I don't think it's on the level of, like, Berserk bad, but it was pretty rough, the OVAs. It was really good. I loved that show. But it was an awesome blend of kind of horror, the gore with the action. It was a really cool story. From what I remember, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it freaked me out when I was a kid, and because there's some certain scenes. But Alucard was just a total badass. He's why I like vampires. And, like, when I was younger, I thought vampires were stupid because I always thought of, like, the Twilight vampires. But then I saw my boy Alucard, like, roll up with, like, the red trench coat and the guns, and I'm like, whoa, that's oh jeez. Like, there's just his, oh my god. And I think it's Crispin Freeman who does Itachi in the English dub, who voices Alucard in the English dub, and it's just beautiful. I love Crispin Freeman. I think that's the right guy. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna feel stupid. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. And I love him as a voice actor. I don't know how he's as a person, but as a voice actor, he's one of my favorite, because just love his voice, and his portrayal of Alucard is great. Just his maniacal laughing, just everything was great. It just made the character that much more sadistic and just cool. I really loved Alucard. Just everything about him. But yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I mean, character-wise, it's hard to for me to think about it, because it's been a long time since I've seen Hellsing Ultimate. But I remember he was kind of conflicted, because he wanted to hate humans and stuff like that, and, like, because of what they did to him and, like, things that they've done. But then, you know, he has, like, police girl, you know, Saris with him, so that kind of, like, lightens him up a little bit. I think he kind of, and of course being in service to the Hellsing family and stuff like that, kind of brings him around to be more human than anything else by the end of the day, especially when we see him transform and stuff at the end of the show. So Alucard does have cool character development as well, but just he's just a badass too. Like, I just love him for just what he does on screen. He's just super cool to watch. Number 8 is Naruto. Now, people might be surprised that Naruto's this, like, low on the list, but I don't know. Like, Naruto's great, but like I said before, a lot of the supporting cast, in my opinion, is way better than Naruto himself, like Minato and Rock Lee and Kakashi, and, like, I don't know. I think they just have better character. I don't know. Like, just their character development and, like, their backstories and everything about them, I've always found more interesting than Naruto, I guess. Naruto's cool too. I like Naruto. He is one of my, he's on this list, low on the list, but he's still there. But I don't know. I think it's like the whole Sasuke thing, like his big shtick for a long time about, like, going after Sasuke and Sasuke this, Sasuke that. Like, it kind of got repetitive and kind of made me not like him as much. But, you know, at the end of the day, Naruto's a good guy and he does what's right, you know. But there's just, I don't know. It just, there's points where it kind of gets annoying, I guess, when Naruto does certain things. I don't know. In Boruto, he's kind of lackluster too, because he really, I don't know. I think that they could have done a much better job with Naruto as the Hokage than how he is right now in Boruto. But that's just my opinion. So Naruto's cool, but kind of, I don't know. Kind of gets swept away by the amazing supporting cast, I guess, with a lot of the characters. You know, Minato, Kakashi, Rock Lee, you know, Itachi. There's just so many good characters that he kind of gets swept away in that. So at number 7, we have Inuyasha from Inuyasha. And I just finished the final act this summer. And that was a big deal for me because I've been watching Inuyasha since I was like, probably like 5 years ago I started it. Like, it's been a big part of my life and my you know, some of my younger years, and I loved Inuyasha as a show. And nostalgia aside, I still think it's like a great show, and it's one of my favorites of all time. I think it will forever be that because the final act, the final season, was just done so well. It was amazing. And Inuyasha himself has like great character development because he starts out as just this guy that could care less about anybody around. He's kind of like Guts, not to that kind of scary extent that Guts goes, but kind of the same mentality where like he thinks he's greater than everybody else around him, so he doesn't care about the humans that get in his way. He could care less. He really is just kind of a douche, you know, not the worst person ever, but you could really tell he had a disdain for humans and stuff, and that kind of course comes from the big thing with Kikyo that was set up by Naraku. But he just has so much character development and becomes such a good person because of the people around him, like Kagome, Moroku, Sango, Shippo. Just everybody around him, they begin to shape him. And like he even says that in the final act. He talks about how he was able to learn to love his friends, you know, take pride in having friends and rely on them. And he learned to how to be a better man and to not, so that he could have people in his life and not be lonely. And all that stuff, and talk about like how it's because of, you know, Kagome and all of them that he's like that now. You know, it really is crazy. I mean, he goes from not caring about people and not wanting to make side stops to like help out people in need when they're on their travels, stuff like that, to being super helpful to anybody he comes across, humans, demons, whatever. Like he just genuinely is becoming a much more caring person. Even to some of like Naraku's goons and like some of his like long-running lackeys in the final act, like Kana, you know, he felt bad for her and wanted to spare her and stuff like that. Like, he just had a lot more sympathy and a lot more empathy for people, and he became just such a more sweet, gentle guy, while still, you know, kicking ass when he needs to. Even with his brother Sesshomaru, he went from like trying to kill Sesshomaru at points, like he could care less about Sesshomaru, to in the final act wanting to like patch up their relationship to a certain extent, and wanted to make sure that Sesshomaru was okay. Like, he learned to be just so much more compassionate to those around him because of his friends like Kagome and stuff that kind of turned him into this better man. And just, yeah, like, he has the Tetsaiga, which is like one of my favorite anime weapons of all time. His design is cool, and again, just his character development is just amazing from when he starts to the end. Like, it's just such a clear difference, and I love seeing that kind of character development in any kind of character. So that's why Inuyasha is at number 7. At number 6, this was hard. I kind of had a hard time between putting Inuyasha at number 6 and this other guy at number 7, but I ended up swapping them to where Inuyasha is at number 7. Number 6 though is Natsu from Fairy Tail. Now Natsu, I think Inuyasha has way better character development and stuff like that than Natsu does, but Natsu's higher on the list because I guess of just his character premise, in my opinion, because I love the concept of dragons and fire. I've said this before, and that's all Natsu's like wizardry is based off of, is like a fire dragon, and it's like super cool to see that. And of course he's a great guy too, and he, you know, has his like family mentality to where, like, you know, if you mess with his family, you know, which is the Fairy Tail Guild, you know, you get what's coming to you. And I can really appreciate that in a character, that kind of outgoing will to protect your family and stuff like that. It's just a really cool trait for anybody to have, even in real life, especially with men and stuff like that. So he has a good personality, but it kind of stays the same. Like, he doesn't change really as a person from where I'm at in the show, which I'm pretty early on. Not early on, but like I'm like 100 something. I don't know, but his powers are really cool, and his design's really cool. And I think that's just what put him up a step above Inuyasha. Again, it's hard because Inuyasha is better in certain situations, but I'm going to put Natsu at number 6 just because of his cool wizardry powers and fire dragon stuff. And I think I just get more hyped up whenever I see Natsu just do something really cool than opposed to when I see Inuyasha do something really cool. So I'm going to put him a step above. Next at number 5, we have Sosuke Sakura from Full Metal Panic. Full Metal Panic is one of my favorite shows of all time as well, and I love Sosuke. Sosuke has a lot of character development. He's kind of like Inuyasha. He went from being this like stone cold kind of military man who was just always plays by the rules, didn't really care about his own social, personal life, things like that. He just did what he had to for his mercenary group. And then as we see him spend more time with Chidori, you know, Kaname, we just see him kind of become more human, I guess. And, you know, there's a part where they send him an email telling them that he can't be Kaname's guard anymore, and he like lashes out, breaks his computer, like punches his computer, and just starts like hyperventilating. Like he's angry. Like he begins to develop actual emotions and cares about and starts thinking of his own needs. Like he doesn't want to leave her behind. He doesn't want to have to be in a world where he doesn't get to see Kaname. So, you know, he goes from only thinking about the betterment of the mercenary group to actually taking his own wants and needs into consideration, especially in season 3, where he completely neglects the mercenary group, completely abandons them, and even accepts the fact that he's a traitor, that he could be seen as a traitor, to go save Kaname. He ends up putting his own personal life and his own personal, you know, the people that are close to him first, before his work, before his mercenary job, before his you know, duty as being a soldier. And that's a big thing for him, because being a soldier was the only thing he knew how to do for a long time. So his character development's just amazing, and he's just such a badass military man. Like he becomes really, you know, a better guy and more in touch with himself, but also is still a badass military man, you know, riding the mech and everything. And it's just super cool. So that's why Sosuke's at number 5. Super great character, love him to death. At number 4, we have Deku from My Hero. Deku's really, there's not a whole lot like to say why, I guess. I mean, we all love Deku. Deku's just a really nice, down-to-earth kid who just wants to do the right thing, you know? He's not some anime character with a bunch of different motives and things like that. He genuinely just cares about doing the right thing and keeping people safe and being a hero, no matter the cost. He's, you know, he's put his life on the line several times just to keep others safe, you know, even though he was scared and things like that. He overcame that to be the hero that he wanted to be in so many situations. Seeing him learn to master One for All and like Full Cal and things like that, just again, you just get really hyped whenever you see Midoriya get into a fight. You just get hyped up because the animation, the emotion you feel, just everything from Deku that he's putting into a fight, you get hyped up for him. And just again, just it's just amazing to see where he's come from the start, just being this scrawny kid who had no powers to you know, contending with a lot of the big shots in his class. And I can't wait to see where his character goes in season 4. I really hope he gets better and grows more self-confidence. You know, he's already at number 4, but he can move up on my list depending on how good his character development goes, because he could really become something super special. So my boy Deku, you know, being a hero for all of us, just being a good, down-to-earth, nice kid, he's at number 4. At number 3, we've got Goku from Dragon Ball Z. You guys expected Goku somewhere on this list. He's not number 1 though. He was at one point, but I changed things around. He's not number 1 anymore. Goku's cool. Goku again has kind of a character issue with, you know, putting fighting first, and I've made a whole video talking about his character and where his character development could go in the future. Goku does have a character problem, but again, he's not the worst guy ever. He's not a terrible father. He's not a terrible person. And he still is a good guy and still has done a lot of good things, a lot of selfless things. But besides that, he's just a total badass. Goku is one of the coolest characters just to see on screen. They give him so many cool moments and just everything. I don't know, like, from transformations to just getting angry at certain characters. Like, when I talked about, like, getting hyped up for characters, it happens the most with Goku for me. Whenever I see Goku get mad or transform or go into a fight scene, like, I get hyped up, and I get, like, it's just, I've always been that way. And Goku's been one of my favorite characters since I was a kid. I've loved Dragon Ball forever, and I've loved Goku forever. You know, and I love, like, Vegeta and Gohan as well, but, you know, oh god, hello. Okay.
Are you recording?
Maybe. What? Huh?
Food.
I know food. I know.
Oh yeah, listen.
What? Food. Okay. I won't forget food. Okay.
There's food upstairs.
Okay. Oh yeah. By the way, I just want to let you know there's food downstairs. All right. Well, I've just been informed that I'm.
Also,
Yeah.
About 2 packs of your little fry things.
Little fry things. Okay. Cool.
You
Don't have to tell the internet how fat I am. Shh. I'm not.
Fine,
I'm not eating a lot. Shh. I have to go eat dinner. I'll be right back. All right. Let's get my. What's up? I'm back. As before, I was rudely interrupted because I had to go eat dinner. That was a little embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Probably should have planned better when recording this video. Anyway. Also, I gotta get this off my chest. I know the video's already running along, but I gotta get this off my chest. I got Burger King, right? I got a Bacon King, right? Bacon King, pretty self-explanatory. Cheeseburger with some bacon on it, you know what I'm saying? I got my cheeseburger, right? Opened it up, no bacon. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what happened? I'm like, what? Why? Like, why would this happen to me? Like, what? Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest. I'm a little upset. I got a milkshake though. So, it's all good. Now you guys know how fat I am. That's not good. Anyway, we were on Goku, and I know we were talking about how badass he was. That's why I like Goku a lot, you know. He's badass. He's nostalgic for me because he's like, Goku's been with me since I was like, younger. Dragon Ball's like one of the first anime I ever got into. It's what got me into anime. So just Goku is just really nostalgic for me. He's just super strong, super badass. I just, everything about him is just really cool. His character needs work. I understand that, but I think just with all the cool stuff he's done and just how important he is to me personally, just through my journey of anime, I think he needs to be at number 3. And again, he wasn't number 1, but some things changed. So, at number 2, we have my boy Issei from High School DxD. Now Issei, I love High School DxD. It's my favorite harem anime ever because it's got titties, but it's also got an actual plot line. It's actually got a good story and cool action moments that actually hype me up and stuff. And Issei is just, I love him because he's not like your average protagonist in a harem ecchi kind of anime. He's not like freaking out whenever he sees a titty. He's like, oh my god, oh, no, please stop. He's not like he acts. Well, I was gonna say he acts like a normal guy, but a normal guy isn't quite a pervert, such as he is. But he acts more normal than most other anime protagonists because when a real woman, shows the goods to a man, he usually doesn't go, oh my god, and freaks out and starts telling her to put her shirt back on and whatever have you. Sorry, like I said, I'm dying, but But my boy Issei, he's different, man. He sees them titties, he's like, give me them titties, bro, dog. He's hilarious. He has the funniest, quips and just dialogue. He's just hilarious to listen to. He's badass when he needs to be, like when he was in the scale mail, when he fought, Riser. Like, he has it all. He's funny, he's badass. He's a nice guy at the end of the day. Yeah, he's kind of a pervert, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, he's a kind guy who wants to do right by his friends and by anybody else. When you get to know him, he's actually a super kind, just nice guy, and who just happens to love, have a very deep, passionate love for tatas. Which, how can you blame him? I can hear the.
I just took a massive dump.
Stop! Go. It's a dipply Douglas. Go away.
Someday you're gonna be pooping and you're like, Jacob, look.
I'm recording. Look, you see this? I'm recording.
ASMR.
It's not an ASMR. I don't want to get everyone hard. Yeah. Jesus Christ! If I get interrupted again, man, I'm sorry, guys.
Bam! You got interrupted again.
Ah! Okay. Dippy Douglas. All right. Stop it. 51. Anyway, as I was saying, don't know if you guys understand that meme, the Dippy the Doki. It's like an old like Allier meme. They just showed it to me tonight when we were eating dinner, so now I can't stop saying it. But anyway, it's not the point. The point is, Issei's great, awesome character, super sweet guy. Love some big old Doban Honkaros. He's a man's man. All right, he knows what he wants. He's dedicated. He's nice. He keeps his friends and family safe and knows how to enjoy a good titty. So, with that said, we're moving on to number one, my number one favorite. And this is actually two people. This is actually a tie between two characters. Vash the Stampede from Trigun and Kenshin Himura from Roni Kenshin. Now, these two are my favorite. These two are my all-time favorite anime protagonists of all time. I can't really put one above the other. They're very similar in character and how they act. They're just, one's a samurai, one's a, space cowboy. So, the reason and why I say they're so similar, they're both, of course, they both have this code where they don't kill anybody anymore. And I think it's not just because oh, they're such good guys, they don't kill people anymore. It's not just because of that. It's because of why they do that. The actual premise of what led Kenshin and Vash to not kill anymore is a really cool concept, because it shows their more gritty, more backstory, which kind of alludes to them being super strong, even though in the current time they act very goofy. I love that about characters. That's why I love Minato so much in Naruto. And it's for these guys, because what they do is they act all goofy and laid back and chill and just good guys, you just hang out with them, nothing's wrong. But then when the minute that something happens, the minute they have to get serious and actually take care of business, it's just a light switch. You can just tell, and they start doing all this badass stuff you never imagine a goofball like them being able to do. Kenshin's just such a goofy guy. Him and Vash both, they're just both goofballs, but when they need to fight, though, they're the best of the best. They're the best in their class. There's when it comes to everybody they fought, they're always overpowered. They always beat, for the most part. Kenshin's had a lot of actual good opponents that have fought him, but when it comes down to it, man, they just handle everything so swiftly, and you can just see how powerful they are. And I love that about characters. That's why I love Minato. He's all laid back and chill, but then when he needs to, he's known as one of the most dangerous ninja ever known. He had a sign about him that told you not to engage him because he would just kill you. But you would never expect that just talking to him. I love that kind of character dynamic with Vash and Kenshin. They're just so nice and chill and just polite guys, and you wouldn't expect it. And then when they need to fight for what they care about or whatever it may be, they completely switch and they become a total badass. And I love that about both of them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say. They're such sweet guys. They don't have ulterior motives really. They're just good people to be good people. Vash wants to make up for whatever, for the stuff that kind of went down in his past and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff about Vash that you learn later on about his character and who he really is, and that's a really cool dynamic as well with Vash, is just his backstory. That's again one of the really cool things about these characters. They both have a very interesting, in-depth backstory that's really molded them into the men that they've become today, and it's just super cool to see that. Again, whenever they fight, they're just complete badasses. They always just mop the floor with people. Kenshin, there was at one point where Kenshin was completely blind and still was fighting on par with people that were pretty strong and didn't even need to see them. They both have so many cool feats and such cool moments, and then they just switch right back to being funny and laughing and giggling about it's no big deal. Vash was dodging bullets at one point, so fast he was dodging bullets, and he started screaming and freaking out about it because he almost got shot. It's just, I love that dynamic. Just super cool, funny guys, but then and you wouldn't expect them to be as powerful as they are, but when they do show it, it's just amazing to watch. And so yeah, love Kenshin, love Vash. Both of their designs, I love the red. Red's my favorite color, so their designs and their outfits are really cool. And I just love the men that they are. The code of honor that they have with not killing people, but also fighting with whatever else it takes, and to keep their friends and family safe, and just being, even without killing people, just being total badasses that you'd never want to square off with in your life. So I just love that aspect about each one of them. So yeah, that, I don't know what else. I'm kind of flustered because, you know, I've had to come back and record and get interrupted. So, but yeah, Vash and Kenshin are my number one, tied for my number one favorite anime protagonist. Mainly for their character and just kind of the way they act and their character traits. And again, their backstory as well. They went from being people, especially Kenshin, who went from like a murderer to becoming this peace-loving guy who only fights with a sword to save lives and to keep people safe. Like, it's just such a sweet mentality, and just, again, no motives. They're just good people for the sake of being good people, and it's very refreshing to see that in a character, you know. But yeah, so that's my list. Let me know what you guys thought of it. I know this video is getting long, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments. Like the video, because, you know, the boy, the Nova King, likes them likes. Subscribe if you haven't. Join the Nova Kingdom. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. No, go away. You know, you're not allowed. You know, you're in the Nova Kingdom. You're kicked out. I'm throwing you out to all the marauders and the bandits. Leave. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. Go away. God. No, I'm not gonna re-record. No.
You love the Nova Kingdom. We all do.
No, my God.
You said no when I said we left the Nova Kingdom.
All right. Well. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, join the Nova Kingdom, because we have a blast here. Apparently, we're having so much fun. And I have small children to murder. I don't like my, you know, this is what happens when my brother lets his friends over. Now they have to die. Now they're never going to be seen again. So I have to go do that. So thanks, guys. Remember to stay positive, enjoy life, because you only get one shot at it. Hope you like this top 10. Let me know what other kind of top 10s you'd like to see. Let me know what your top 10 anime protagonists are. I like to hear from you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Bye-bye. Why me?